Cancerians, welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your singles love reading for the end of March right through the end of April 2023. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about to pretend to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings. I do not take your money, e-gifts, donations. I'm not on Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram, or Patreon. I will never ask you for your credit card details. I will never ask for personal details. And I will also never give you a cell phone number to call. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Cancerians, this is your singles love reading. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome. This deck here will really connect to anything that you're going through at this moment or anything that you need to focus on during this time period as you are waiting for love. Also, just to let you know, your 10th house is activated at this time. And really, this is about focusing on your goals and accomplishing everything that you set out to do, okay? And so it's all about ambition. It's about drive and motivation. So if you have not been focusing on love at this time, that 10th house will really give you a boost of motivation to make love your goal, get out there and make it happen. Now, already before I've even started your reading, I'm really feeling this sensation of drifting, almost like driftwood. You know, I just feel like you're drifting. So maybe you're feeling a little bit lost when it comes to love. You're wondering, you know, what, maybe that's, we got the sailboat there. So maybe that's the energy that I'm picking up on. They want me to go one more, so I will. So they're just giving me this sensation of feeling a little bit lost or a little bit aimless in love. You may feel that things have not been going in your favor and you just don't know which way to turn or how to change your circumstances. So, yeah, drifting. I'm just picking that up. But anyway, we'll get to your Celtic cross in a moment to see who's coming towards you. Also, just to let you know, your 4th house takes over the influence as we move into April. And that's really about the home space. So you may feel a little bit more like a homebody during the April period, especially the beginning of April, because you'll be focusing on your responsibilities, paying bills, looking at your finances, and doing maybe a little bit of restructure, decluttering around the home space, or even a little bit of DIY. You're going to be focused on your sanctuary during this period. Also, this 4th house may influence you to think about the past. Doesn't mean that you want to be with someone from a past situation. It can mean that you're looking at experiences that you've had and how they have influenced you in how you operate in love at the moment. So some of you may have been, you may have had your confidence knocked, or some of you may be looking at ancestral wounding or childhood wounding, and you're looking at patterns in your life in order to eradicate those patterns and liberate yourself so that you can open yourself up to new love, okay? So the first card you got here is the sailboat. And it says, sail on, you're heading in the right direction, okay? So even though you may feel a little bit lost, you're still on the right track to meet love, okay? It doesn't matter how old you are, even if you feel like you're maturing and you feel that time is running out, there's no such thing as time running out. You will attract love in the divine timing. You are attracting love at this time. I want you to be aware of that. So whether you are 94, whether you're 73, whether you're 25 or 18, whatever age, if you are thinking about love, whatever you're thinking about, you're bringing about. The thoughts are becoming things. So I feel right now, your focus, your primary focus, perhaps some of you have taken your attention off the dating scene for a while and just been coasting, or just felt like there's no opportunity or there's a scarcity of options right now in love. So you've just not been thinking about it. You've been focusing on other things, but you're going to get that influence, that energy from the 10th house to make you feel a little bit more organized and a little bit more focused on accomplishing, getting out there and meeting someone new. Also, we've got mangrove, which really means that you're trying to plant roots with somebody. You really want stability in a loving relationship. It says stay grounded, extend your roots, and gain stability. But I feel like you've been doing a lot of processing your emotions, okay, during this period where you've been single. So you've been in a very deep period of self-development, processing emotions from previous situations, but also really checking in with yourself and learning more about yourself. You're deepening your connection to yourself and to your faith, or to source, whatever you celebrate. But more importantly, you're connecting to your intuition and you're grounding your emotions. As you get older, you start to become more mature in your decisions, and I feel you are building healthier boundaries because of that maturity as well. Now we also have flamingo, finding balance, okay? It says practice moderation. So of course, you know, you've been very patient when it comes to waiting for love or looking for love, but I feel some of the lessons that you have been learning, and unfortunately we do all have to learn a lesson. Nobody likes to hear that, but we do go through experiences and cycles in life where we learn something in order to spiritually evolve or become a stronger version of ourselves, okay? To take us to the next level. And I feel you've been leveling up and learning lessons about self-love, because you tend to be a bit of an overgiver, or you tend to be so full of unconditional love for a person that sometimes you lose your sense of self, or you merge with that person. You're a very sensitive, emotional person with such a loving, caring heart. And sometimes you may have felt that in the past, people have thought your kindness was weakness. Well, that's not true at all, because you're one of the strongest signs, because you're willing to open yourself up to that level of vulnerability. People pay many thousands of dollars, many times over, to counselors, psychotherapists, psychologists, in order to help them feel and gain access to those emotions that perhaps you have readily at the surface. So don't ever change yourself, my beautiful Cancerians. If anyone has ever told you that you're too sensitive, too emotional, too this, too that, that's a projection of how they feel about themselves. And they feel that in order to stand next to you and be in a relationship, they need to step up, they need to level up, and they feel that they are not emotionally mature enough to do that. So then they start to project their energy. So just watch out for that, because you tend to attract people who need a lot of support, or need, I don't want to say fixing, but if they've got traumatic experiences that they've gone through, you are a beacon of light. You are like a lighthouse. You are a healer, a lighthouse in a storm for some people. And that can drain your energy. So just watch out for that, because you have a lot of empathy, and there is, oh wow, very explosive energy there. Let me just connect the cards for you. This is a Celtic cross, so let's see what is coming your way. Well, there's definitely happy ever after coming for you. You've got a 10 of Cups there. Also a 6 of Cups, indicating that the universe will deliver love. But there is a past situation that perhaps you've either learned a lesson in. We will clarify it. I don't feel like you want to visit a past situation. I feel like there has been love in the past, and you want to return to the good old days where there's that innocent love, you know, where there's no agenda, there's no, you know, second guessing, there's no mind games. You're looking for that loyal person, someone that you can open up and be your wonderful authentic self with. And you tend to be that always, my beautiful Cancerians, but I feel like you've learned to either dull your shine, or you've met people who've tried to control you or fit you into a little box of how they want you to be. And, you know, this came up briefly in the Scorpio reading. Maybe it's, you know, similar energy, because of course water elements tend to flow together in the energy. They're pointing at my T right now, my guides, and it does say wild soul, I think it says, yeah, wild soul. So I feel like you've had experiences in the past where someone tried to tame you, or tried to make you fit in what they feel you should be, but you've been, you know, pushing against that, because you are someone who marches to the beat of your own drum. So I feel like you have come across experiences like that in the past, where you have been hurt by situations like that. Okay, that's what I'm picking up on. And I feel like it's taught you a real lesson on how to not hold on too tightly when it comes to love, because you do merge. There is a sense of merging. Now, there is love coming towards you. I just want you to be aware of that. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Cancerians? I'm just going to go one more just to be sure. Okay. We've got the Tower energy, and we've also got the Fool card. So they are indicating that love is on its way for you, but you do need to step out of a comfort zone. So if you've become a little bit, stuck in a cycle of repeat, in a schedule, for example, if you wake up every morning, do the same thing, and you've got on a cycle of repeat there, or a repetitive habit or routine, they are indicating you need to shake up the energy a little bit. You need to change the narrative. It's very difficult to do. I totally get it. Easier said than done. But I feel like you are taking a leap of faith in order to do something new, or take a new path, or approach love in a new way. But let's get straight to the cards. Your first card here is the Ten of Wands. It's a heavy energy, okay? There's a lot of baggage here. Now, this could be baggage from previous experiences. Doesn't have to be, but I really feel this sense of you're fed up, okay? It's like, why does love have to be such hard work? Why is it hard to find? And then when it's found, why is it then hard to work for, couples to just, love each other, be honest with each other, and take the journey of life together? So this Ten of Wands tends to mean also that you're exhausted. So some of you may be exhausted with the dating game in itself, and you feel like it's oversaturated, and you're like, you know what, I just can't find anybody. No matter what, there just doesn't seem to be any opportunity to vibe with anybody, or there's a scarcity of connection, and you're looking for something organic, and you're looking for that spark of something. So it's been hard, okay? Even if you put yourself out there on the dating scene, you're still like, Baba, it's hard. It's so hard. You just can't do it, okay? The World card indicates that you're coming to an end of a cycle, a difficult cycle in love, and that you are going to be in the right place at the right time to meet the right person. But you may be, or you may have been learning some very hard lessons about overgiving, because the Ten of Wands is a person who tends to, even when things are bad, or even when things are not going so well, you still try to do a lot of the heavy lifting in a relationship or in life in general. So you may be looking at your family unit. Even when you're exhausted, you still make sure that you are there for everyone, a pillar of strength. You always sacrifice a lot for other people. And they're indicating as well, at the moment in life, you may have a lot of responsibility, or you may have a lot of things on your plate, and you're dealing with that. So therefore, you haven't left time to focus on love, or you feel that, life is passing you by, but you've still got lots of things that you feel responsible for, and you can't just drop those things. But they're indicating with the Ten of Wands that you're nearly there. Okay, I'm going to pull a quick card on the Ten of Wands, because it indicates that you are a very, very strong human being. Okay, I feel like you've had to be strong because life has taught you that it's difficult, and you've also been taught that no one's coming to save you. So you've actually had to stand on your own 2 feet and do life and experience all the ups and downs, and you've had to be there for yourself. You've had to be a pillar of strength for yourself. And it would just be nice if there was someone that you could just turn to occasionally and say, you know what, I don't want you to fix anything. I don't want you to save me. What I actually want is someone just to be there so we can walk this journey of life together and stand tall in the face of all the ups and downs, and that we just know that we've got each other and we've got each other's back. So I feel like you're looking for, your counterpart who will be there for you no matter what life throws at you. And you are attracting that person, okay? You are attracting that person. Now we got the Ace of Wands, okay? So they're indicating with the Ten of Wands and the Ace of Wands that there is a new beginning. You're not even aware of it right now, but there is a spark coming on in, some chemistry between you and a new person. Aces are divinely guided by the universe. So this indicates that there is a major transformation being orchestrated by the universe behind the scenes that you're not even aware of yet. This is a card that indicates, a transformation in your love life, and that you are boldly doing things differently this time. Allow yourself to dream, even though you're exhausted, even though you feel that, dating scenes have been so oversaturated and it just feels like such a chore. I promise you, there's going to be, a change in the energy where you put yourself out there, you find motivation and drive to take the initiative to actually put yourself in a circumstance to meet new people or approach love in a new way. The Ace of Wands indicates you are changing your approach, or you are having lots of new ideas of how to approach love. Some of you may have a sudden desire to pick up a new hobby, or get out there and join a social group, or even take part in a community event in some way. Some of you may even suddenly decide that you want to join the gym, and even though you've had months and months and months where you could have done that, suddenly you have a desire to do that, but your guides are giving you a nudge of where you should be in order to meet this new person. So pay close attention to your hunches, and also pay close attention to any sudden desires that you have where you feel compelled to either take a class or take a vacation or something, suddenly, spontaneously, that you feel like doing, because I feel like you're trying to bring a little bit more spontaneity into your world, and that's actually your guides giving you that little nudge to help you on your direction. Now, the World card, it is in the crossing position, so it does indicate that a lot of you, your intentions are pure. You want to get out there, you want to find love, but you feel that the world is a totally different place now when it comes to dating. So there's a lot of other things and other factors that you have to think about, especially since we've gone through a major pandemic. You may feel a little bit uncertain about the dating pool, or you may feel a little bit nervous or anxious to get out there after such a very traumatic experience that we've all gone through on a human level. Okay, so it depends on where you're at with these circumstances right now. Everybody's going to be approaching things in a very different way. Some people are going to be cautious. Some people are throwing caution to the wind. Some people are in areas where there's still strict guidelines, and other people are not. So it really depends on where you are in the world. But I feel like there are other factors now that are changing the way that you approach love. So these things will have to be factored in. That's not going to stop love. Love will always find a way, okay? So I want you to be aware of that. You're going to be at the right place at the right time to meet the right person. Also, the World card in this position indicates that you have been learning a lesson that may have been on repeat. You may have felt that you've either been meeting the same sort of people or the same sort of situation, or you've been feeling stuck, that there's a bit of a delay. This is because you've been sent a lesson. So I'm going to pull a card and see what that lesson is. I feel like it's all about balance, moderation, learning to erect healthier boundaries, and learning to give yourself unconditional love before you give another unconditional love. Okay, I feel like this is a very important message, especially since, reciprocity and balance, especially since you got the Queen of Cups there, which is actually your card, my beautiful Cancerians. The Queen of Cups is a card that needs to be mindful of their healthy boundaries, because you're so giving and unconditional love is your strength. But some people come and take advantage of that strength for their own good, so they can be like an energy vampire and drain you of your energy. So I feel like you've been learning a lesson about that and learning to get more in touch with your intuition as well. Okay, now the World card is covered there with the Two of Cups. So this indicates that you are attracting love at this time, but you were meant to learn about balance. You were meant to learn about reciprocity. If you've noticed in your life, whenever someone gives you a compliment and you bat it back to them and you don't accept the compliment, there could be some trauma there where you feel there is unresolved trauma, where you haven't quite processed that emotion, because there's part of you that's being left guarded, or you feel you're in fight or flight mode, okay? You're always like batting things back to someone else, so that you keep that boundary or that wall protecting your heart. So they're just indicating that they're a little bit as well. So just watch out for that, especially if you are someone who finds it difficult to receive a compliment. They're indicating that you could also find it difficult to receive love. So it's time for you to recognize that and open yourself up, because love is on the way. Even though you are a very sensitive and open and vulnerable soul, okay, I feel you do protect that part of your heart, because it may have been hurt in the past. But you're definitely looking for a high-level commitment, a soulmate union that is actually coming in for you. You are ready for love, but I feel you have been learning lessons about balance and reciprocity and making sure that you're not always the person doing the heavy lifting in relationships, okay? You're also learning to listen to your heart. Now, what is below you? You're currently calling in the Ten of Cups, which is the happy ever after, a high soulmate connection with someone who wants to settle down, who maybe wants to have a family if you do or if you can. I definitely get this sense that there is stability in this relationship that's coming on in for you. This is like peace and serenity, good fortune, well-being. This is a relationship that will make you feel so serene. You are going to feel seen and supported by this union, okay? It's taken a long time for you to get here, but you will get to this position where a person wants to share their whole life with you, okay? Now, they're actually showing me a map right now. Interesting that they've shown me, like a driftwood or drifting, and they've shown me a ship with a card. They showed me a map. So either you are planning a vacation, or you're someone who draws maps for a living, or perhaps it can mean that this person who's coming on in is from a different part of the world from you. I mean, maps could also indicate planning. Planning to get out on the dating scene, or planning your personal projects first before you make time to get on the dating scene. Could also mean that you are navigating your way through the dating world and you're feeling a little bit lost right now. I actually feel that you're going to find a map in a very strange place. So it could be like a random map that you find on the floor. Obviously, if you see like, you're in the subway and you see a map on the subway, it's not that. I feel like you're going to find a random map. Now, this could be, as I said, one on the floor, on the sidewalk. It could be someone leaves a map on the subway, but on the seat, not something that's printed on the wall or anything like that. So look out for a map, because I feel like it is indication for you that you're on the right track, okay? I mean, you could even meet someone who's got like a tattoo that has a map on it, or yeah, there's something about a map, okay? I mean, maybe even you and this new person, when they come in, you talk about a map. A geometric map. I don't really know what I'm talking about. Is there such thing as a geometric map? I'm going to have to look that up. I mean, of course I know like geography, but geometric, I'm not really sure. I'm going to have to look that up, okay? But that's the energy that I'm getting. Now, in the past situation, we've got the Six of Cups. Now, because your fourth house is governing you at this time, you may feel a little bit nostalgic about past situations. Doesn't mean you want to go back to that place, but you may look at experiences that you've had in order to identify areas where you either gave too much, or you felt someone drained your energy, or who was not good for you, or someone who had unrealistic expectations. But mainly, I feel like you're going to look back to the good old days where you felt a little bit more wild and fancy free. Those days where you felt, time was on your side and you didn't even think about rushing into love. You were just letting things happen organically. So I feel like you're rediscovering parts of yourself during this time in order to find that peace and know that love will find you. Love is going to find you. No matter where you are in the world, you will find love, okay? Now, some of you may be taking a vacation or travel. Some of you may even take an artistic retreat. So you may be going away to do something hobby-based or hobby-related in some way. Because we also have the High Priestess there, some of you may be thinking about a spiritual retreat as well, or something that is to do with health, fitness, or, relocating parts of yourself spiritually that perhaps you feel like you've lost out on. I feel like this is a very beneficial place for you to meet someone new as well, okay? Six of Cups does indicate the past, though. So if the past comes knocking, and I feel it's in a past position, so I feel like you're actually leaving that person and that situation fully in the past, but you may think about it. You may have think about all the love that you gave that situation, all those tears, all those moments of laughter and joy, how all that energy was given to the person who was not meant for you. Imagine what it's going to be like when you meet the person who is meant for you, okay? We've got the Knight of Cups. Yeah, this is Two of Cups. You have a union coming on in. It is a high level commitment. You got the Two of Cups twice, and you have the Knight of Cups. The other energy that I'm getting from the Six of Cups, because at grassroots, the Six of Cups literally means the universe steps in to bring you joy, to bring you a gift, okay? So I really feel that the universe is orchestrating a meeting between you and a person. And if you have not met this person already, you will really shortly meet this person. This is love at its highest. This is a very romantic connection. There's a lot of attraction between you and this person. And this person encourages you to not only just be yourself, but also open yourself up and reveal parts of yourself that you've not revealed to anybody before. Because this person is going to wear their heart on their sleeve, and they're going to be very chivalrous and, let you in. This person lets you in, which in turn makes you feel secure enough to open yourself up and blossom in the relationship like you're meant to, okay? So there's a contract between you and this new person. There's definitely a union that will lead to a higher level of commitment. This is someone who has got your back. There's reciprocity and balance here. And this is a very loving, passionate connection that is true blue, okay? Now we do have the Queen of Cups, which is above you. As you can see, you're learning to love yourself first. The Queen of Cups is a very important card, especially when it comes to emotional security. You're recognizing that you are a healer, and this period of singledom, shall we say, has been for you to activate self-care and give yourself that unconditional love, to feel comfortable in your own skin and nurture yourself, okay? To be a best friend to yourself and reflect on who you are and your secure boundaries before you open yourself up to love. You are worthy of love always, and you're also worthy of respect. So you're preparing the way to meet someone who's going to give you all of those things. But most importantly, you give you all of those things. So I feel like you've gone through a real period of self-development. As you can see, we've got those two seahorses there, which really represent soulmate energy. Seahorses, they partner up for life. And, they always support each other in, swapping roles, this role reversal, and just sort of like always being there to navigate the relationship. So they always support each other. That's what I'm picking up on there. Now, they keep showing me the map. That's why it's distracting me. So maybe this is about you, suddenly finding your way after a period of, feeling like you're drifting. Suddenly you find land in the relationship sector where you feel grounded. You meet someone who feels like home, okay? Yeah, I'm not really sure what else they want me to give you with that map. I can only give you what I see and tell you what I feel with the energy. So I'll just leave that there. If they can give me something else with that, or I'm meant to tell you something else with that, hopefully they will change the energy and it will shift and I can give you that. The near future, we've got the well. Now, of course, the wishing well indicates that you're going to get something that you truly desire. But the well is really about transformation and birthing from a place of manifestation. You know that all the knowledge flows freely to those who seek it. So I feel if you believe that love is coming towards you, it shall be so. But if you also believe that love is not coming towards you, it shall be so. Because you lose the motivation, the intention, the drive, and the focus to make it happen. So you coast, you drift, as it were. So if that's how you've been feeling, suddenly, since we've got influences from Saturn, you're actually going to feel a little bit more organized, a little bit more focused and disciplined, and putting your attention on love, because the Queen of Cups indicates your focus is now love. This is what you will attract at this time, okay? So I would say whatever you're wishing for, it will be delivered for you, and not too far in the future either, okay? Now, because if you think about the well indicates that there are emotions involved with manifestation, and your thoughts are becoming things. But in your advice to yourself in this moment, you're in hermit mode. So some of you may have been like a homebody for quite some time in a repetitive cycle where you've been seeking the bigger questions in life, or answers to the bigger questions in life regarding your life's purpose. You may have felt, a little bit fed up, because the hermit actually puts himself in the cave of life when he's feeling things are just a little bit overwhelming. They're too much. He's exhausted. So he goes in to recharge his batteries. So you may have taken yourself out of the dating game for a while, really to seek more knowledge about yourself, to go inwards for answers, for truth, to find out really what you want in a very calm and reflective manner. And you may have not wanted distractions for a while as well as you go through this period of enlightenment. We do have the star energy here. So this indicates you're searching for that star, that special someone, that person who stands out out from the crowd. And your outcome energy is the star. You find it. You find that person. You clearly see who this person is, and you have a wonderful new start with this new person, okay? But right now, as you can see, the Hermit energy, it's like you're exhausted. You just feel like, you know what? I'm destined to be single. It's never going to happen for me. But the universe has a way of suddenly surprising you, okay? But also in this Hermit energy, I feel like you have decided to make some changes in your life that will benefit you going forward. And I feel like you change your approach. You're searching for inspiration, and you know, you're only taking a temporary time out of the dating scene. So even if you decided, you know what, I'm going to take a couple of weeks out, a couple of months out, suddenly it turns into a couple of years, you know, you are in a cycle of repeat at the moment. And because we do have that Tower energy, it means you're coming unstuck. You're liberating yourself out of a very difficult situation where you felt like you were going round and round in circles and you were imprisoned in the same stagnant energy. But that's all about to change. The world circumstances, we've got the High Priestess, okay? This is the world circumstances position, which indicates you were meant to be in a single energy so that you can develop your spiritual gifts or your connection to source or to a religion that you celebrate. And if you don't celebrate a religion, you were meant to discover parts of yourself that you feel you've lost touch with. This is a card of developing your intuition as well, really checking in with your subconscious mind and gaining wisdom about who you are, the path you're on, your life's purpose, and where you're being guided to, okay? This card really indicates, it kind of represents rather than indicates, it represents wisdom and enlightenment, okay? Now, some of you, because we have this card in this position, it indicates that you feel a little bit in between worlds where you want to get out there and date, but also you feel there's certain circumstances that are making you feel cautious, because this is a card of caution. But you will override that. You will find the confidence you need and the motivation, and the universe puts you in the basically puts you in the path of love. This is the Knight of Cups, so this indicates that you are going to have an attraction with somebody new, okay? I feel like it's very sudden with this person. I will pull a card on it, but this is a hope and a fear position. So you are hoping for an attraction. You are hoping for someone to, you know, sweep you off your feet, but someone, more importantly, who meets you halfway, someone that you feel comfortable sharing your love with, someone that you have that spark with, okay? Someone that you can celebrate your wins and support losses if there are any in the future. Although I see a lot of positive things for you in the future, okay? Now, also, you may be hoping that when you meet this new person, that they want to stick around and get to know you. You may have built walls or barriers around your beautiful heart because of experiences you've had in the past. So you may feel a little bit cautious, and you're hoping that this new person will work through any of those cautious energies to really discover who you are, because you are a gem. You are an absolute gift in a relationship, and it's taken you a long time to realize that. But now that you should realize this, I feel like you're only accepting the highest love of all as a result, because of those higher boundaries that you have, okay? Now, the fear here in this position is someone who has unrealistic expectations, who's immature, okay? And someone who is not emotionally available, because you have a very deep maturity about you. You have a depth of emotion that makes it hard for you to connect to anyone who's on the surface, who's like, you know, frivolous with your emotions. You tend to not really connect well to flings or one-night stands and things like that. I mean, doesn't mean you didn't do it in the past. I'm not here to judge if that's what you did in the past, but I'm getting a sense here that you're wanting to settle down now. You're looking for a more solid connection. So I'm just going to pull a card on that Knight of Cups. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Cancerians? What do they need to know? Yeah, you have experienced either an abandonment issue or someone ghosted you, or you felt a little bit left out in the cold by love. This is a card of feeling disappointed, but also you may feel you don't know how love is going to find you, because you feel there's a shortage of a lack of suitors at this moment in time. And you've been longing, you've been struggling for so long trying to find love. You've been asking the universe. Well, the universe is delivering at this time, but you know what it feels like to lose in love, or you've witnessed an experience from childhood, because we do have the Fool card there. So some of you may have experienced childhood situations where a parent either left the home, or a guardian left, or there was divorce, or you've learnt that love does not stick around, or that love is transitory, or that love hurts. Some of you also may have been unwell recently, and you've been more focused on, recharging your batteries and convalescing at this time. Take the time that you need to get back to best, because love will be delivered in divine timing. And we've got the Six of Cups. Okay, now I'm getting two energies again with this. Six of Cups can mean that someone in the past either ghosted you or left a union, and they keep trying to come in and out of your life. They're a very transitory energy. If you do have an ex who keeps trying to come back around, let me just see this. Can you please show me their intentions? Can you please show me their intentions? The Fool card, they want a new start, okay? Also, they try to be very spontaneous with you. They just suddenly come on in and run away. We got the Seven of Swords. If this is the case, their intention is the same. They're in the same modus operandi, or should I say modus operandi. They're in the same MO. Okay, as you can see, they come in wanting a fresh new start, really excited to see you, almost like nothing ever happened in the past. And then suddenly the Seven of Swords, they bolt, they leave, they run away. So some of you may have issues with this person. This person, they are still emotionally not as mature as you would hope for a relationship. They're emotionally avoidant. They're running away from aspects of themselves. They do love you. There is love there, but they're not emotionally available to give you the love that you deserve. Okay. And that's the way that you need to look at that relationship, because no matter what you do, you're perfect in this situation. You're giving, you're opening your heart to this person, but this person is not capable of the love that you truly deserve. So they want you to look at things in a different way, because you're not here to be loved and left and loved and left, okay? You are lovable, and you're calling in a soulmate that is going to stick around, someone who loves you for you and wants to get access to all those parts of you that perhaps have been hurt in the past or have felt unloved, okay? Now also the other Six of Cups energy that I'm getting, and I will pull a card on it, is that the universe, even though you have felt a little bit left out in the cold, the universe has not forgotten you. They are sending you someone who is a beautiful gift, actually, someone who's very generous with their heart, someone who's open and loyal and caring, okay? But even if someone from your past does not reach out, I want you to be aware that because of your fourth house, there may be an influence for you to think back on past situations and to remember not to look back with rose-tinted glasses, okay? Because there is there is a much better love to come. Let's put it that way. So let me just clarify that Six of Cups energy. Two of Wands, which means you've been waiting. You've been waiting for someone who brings full investment, someone who is serious about love, someone who wants to settle down, someone who means business when it comes to love, okay? I mean, in the meantime, you may have been focusing on career as well, and you've been asking yourself with the Seven of Pentacles, is it worth it to go after love? Also with the Seven of Pentacles, it does indicate that you're changing your approach. You're opening yourself up to a new strategy when it comes to love. Can you show me what that new strategy is? Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Cancerians? Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so you don't want to rush into a relationship. With the Seven of Wands, this means you're not giving up on love, but you are still looking for someone who invests and shows you action from the very beginning of investment, someone who makes an effort, okay, someone who would defend you to the ends of the earth. It's not that you need defending, but you need to make sure, or you need to know that someone is on your side, because you're taking this journey of life together. So I feel as a unit, you move together. With the Seven of Wands there, this really indicates that you are someone who is deeply independent, and you are not a people pleaser. So you need someone also who gives you the freedom that you require to, live in all the energies that you find yourself in and go off on these wonderful adventures should you ever want to. But you're actually hoping for someone who wants to take those adventures with you. Also, the Seven of Wands, I get this sense that someone who's coming in that's very, very attractive, and they're very attracted to you, they do have a lot of attention, but they've only got eyes for you. Okay, so I really feel that strongly coming through. And I feel the energy that I've got here, it's not that you need someone to prove that to you, but at the same time, you want someone who does what is right for a union. You know, for example, when you're in a relationship, if someone's trying to flirt with you and you're in a relationship, you got to stop them dead in their tracks and say, you know what, I'm really flattered by your attention, but I've got someone, I'm in love with that person, and this is going no further. Okay, so I feel like you're looking for someone like that. I mean, who wouldn't be, right? But it may be because you've had a previous experience where you have had the opposite. So that's just coming through briefly. Now we do have the Knight of Swords, which indicates there is someone coming on in to sweep you off your feet. You will be talking to somebody new. Okay, this person, they have a very different lifestyle to you. They've got a very, very fast-paced lifestyle, but they want to settle down. This person is very goal-oriented, okay? And this person's really honest. They're honest to attack. They know what they want, and they're not afraid of going after it either. This person, oh wow, thank you so much. I'm so grateful. The way that they've given me this sentence, it's like incredible. I've never heard anything like this before. This new person that comes in for you, it's like they pledge allegiance to love. They pledge allegiance to love. So this person honors love. I feel like they've been through a very difficult experience in love themselves in the past, so they do not take it for granted, okay? So that's coming through really strongly there as well. Okay, they're giving me a song that goes with this. Oh, this is a very famous song. We found love in a hopeless place. We found a love in a hopeless place. Okay, so that's a really famous song by Rihanna. Okay, now, in a hopeless place. So maybe it's like both of you nearly given up on love, but haven't quite, and you find each other. A hopeless place. I mean, it could be that that song plays in the next 6 weeks or so. So listen out for that song. It indicates that you're closer to communicating with someone new. And if you're already communicating with someone new, then this person is your soulmate. Okay, this is going to be a high level commitment relationship. Okay, now with the star energy, this indicates that you are learning to shine that beautiful light of yours again. You are recharging your batteries, and there's a new phase for you when it comes to love. You're going to receive the love that you've been wishing for. This is the stars aligning. It's really interesting they gave me that song, because we found love in a hopeless place, and this star energy actually means hope. It literally means to have hope, or to have faith. So I feel both of you, you and this new person, I feel like you can see a future with this person, even from the very beginning. Okay. Also with the star energy, I get a sense that some of you have been healing from something, whether that is an unwellness or you've had a procedure, for example. Take the time that's necessary, as I said, to build your strength back. The universe will wait until the time is right to bring this person in. You have the World card, which means the right place, the right time, the right person. Okay. And if you've been healing from a past heartbreak or a past loss, or some of you have been going through a loss or a bereavement, it's also important to allow yourself the grieving process before you move forward. Okay, I'm sending you huge hugs out there, my beautiful Cancerians, for those of you who've already gone through that. I also want to make you aware, if you've not gone through that, I don't see any of that happening in this reading, so there's nothing to worry about, okay? So it's only if you've lost someone before you came to this reading that I'm picking up that energy. Now, moving forward, we have the Tower. The Tower is a liberation. It means you're coming unstuck, especially since you've got the star energy as well. It means you're having a sudden epiphany on something you need to change in your life in order to release yourself from the stagnant energy. The Tower literally represents prison, where you feel isolated, where you feel alone, where you feel like you're in a pattern of repeat that you find it difficult to get out of. So I definitely see you shaking up your own energy by either putting yourself on a course of learning or a hobby, or changing the way you approach love. I feel like you're doing something differently, and by association you're opening yourself up to meeting somebody new. So I will try to see where you meet this person. I do feel like travel or some sort of vacation or retreat is, I mean, even if it's like a weekend retreat somewhere, or even if it's like a day trip to an event where you learn something, I feel it is very beneficial because you will put yourself in the path of meeting this new person. But I will pull one more card just to see that. The Fool card indicates you're on a new path. There's a fresh hope. You're opening yourself up and you're taking a chance on love again, okay? And I feel a wonderful new adventure awaits you because this is a new beginning. The umbrella represents stability, but also protection. The universe has got your back and supports you in this new journey of love that you're about to embark on. Whenever you see the tower, the figures normally leap out of the windows, okay? They actually take the leap of faith because it's better to take the leap of faith and change your circumstances than to remain stuck in your circumstances. And the universe has a very uncanny knack of giving us lots of signs that something needs to change. And we can see the signs, but we can ignore the signs. And then we can start to feel really uncomfortable in our life. Like things start to get really on our nerves, or we start to feel really frustrated or snappy. That's the universe saying something needs to change. And if you don't do it, we will send you a tower and we will nudge you out of a comfort zone. We will nudge you off that fence and we will force you to make changes that are necessary to put you in the path of love, okay? So I definitely feel that something big is changing here for you. Now, this could be some of you suddenly deciding to relocate, suddenly changing your jobs, suddenly changing your circumstances. Even some of you may think about emigrating or retiring to a property abroad. Whatever the big change is that you're making in your life, you're changing the dynamics and you're welcoming love in, okay? So can you show me a little bit more? Where will my beautiful Cancerians meet this person? The Queen of Swords. Somewhere where you speak, somewhere where somewhere that you organize to go to. You're turning your back to the past, but you're getting clear on what you want. Three of Swords. It could be a place where you discuss heartbreak, or you you look at sadness or loss, and you rediscover parts of yourself that you feel like you've lost. Okay, so it could be a place of sanctuary. Yeah, you learning. Yeah, it's a place where you learn something about yourself and sadness. So that's what I was saying about a retreat or some sort of course of learning. You've got the Hierophant right there, which is to learn. Okay, and it could be in a group setting, or it could be connected to your faith or to your beliefs, like a spiritual retreat. It doesn't have to be, but I'm really picking up. It could even be a course where you learn something about your job or your career if you're in the career sector. So we've got the Lovers card, which indicates once you follow that process, you're going to meet that soulmate. You're going to meet the one, but you do have a choice. You can remain in the same circumstances and do nothing, or you can help the universe along by following your hunches, okay? You're being led, you're being guided to this union. So I'm just going to get some final cards before we close. Now, I would listen out for that song, that Rihanna song, okay? And also I mean, even those cards, it's like you find love in a hopeless place. I feel like you're being clear about what you want, and I feel like you find love in a hopeless place, literally, with those cards. But look out for the driftwood kind of image that I was getting. Also, that song, listen out for that, and a map. They showed me a map. So look out for signs and symbols regarding that. So we've got choice and transition. Okay, so this means you have been going through a bit of a testing time, and I'm sending you a huge hug out there, my beautiful Cancerians, but that cycle is coming to an end. It's helping you deepen your intuition, and as you can see, we've got lots of little snowflakes there as well, which indicates you were meant to learn about your individuality and to learn to love yourself. Learn to love those aspects of yourself that perhaps has taken a long time to love. We've all got those sides. I'm not calling you out, my beautiful Cancerians. We all have aspects of ourselves that's taken a long time to accept or love about ourselves. So it is a process. And we've also got choice. Okay. Now, the choice, there are lots of options here. I mean, there is, of course, a path that leads back to the past, which I feel like you're not taking. But I also feel there is a path that leads completely to peace and to either, I mean, the other option is to remain where you are, okay? But I feel like you want to change, and you will find this person quite soon, actually. I want you to be aware of that. I'm just going to go and get a trinket before we close. We have the turtle. Okay, so yes, it has been a slow process, but you've been protecting yourself. Also, with the turtle, they're indicating, you know, slow and steady wins a race. This means you are going to find the person that you will settle down with, okay? Also, turtle or tortoise, if that's what you want to call it. Hang on a minute, let me just count this. 3, 6, 9, 10. There's 10 segments to this turtle. I don't know if that means anything, but my guides wanted me to count it. They are 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 hexagons rather. 10 hexagon, I can't even say it. Hexagons times 10, okay? So you may even see an image that has 10 hexagons in it. So look out for that as well, okay? So I'll leave it there. I hope something does resonate for you in that reading. If it does, please like or subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I update my next message. It lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is so important for me too. Thank you so much, my beautiful Cancerians. Love and light.